wa Matungu. Ni kuregesha hapa Nairobi, mtazamaji, kutoka Kakamega ambapo tunatarajia hii leo gavana wa kaunti ya Taita Taveta ambaye ni Granton Samboja kufika mbele ya seneti. Yuko tayari na anahojiwa mawili matatu ajibu kuhusiana na jinsi alivyozitumia pesa hizi za umma kipindi cha mwaka 2017 na 18. Alitumia vilivyo ama alizibadhiri? Ndio maswali ambayo yatakuwa yanaulizwa mbele ya kamati ya seneti kuhusu uhasibu. Tuvuke kule tusikize.
Able to help the Taita Taveta on that issue.
Thank you, Chair. There'll also be a petition coming from Homa Bay County on the same. The entire Nyanza, there's only one game park. It's called Ruma National Park that lies in Bita constituency. We get nothing out of it. There is a conversation that we either degazette it or we have a fresh look at how the revenue is managed. So it cuts across. Finally, Governor.
Chair, from the figures which we saw after having a meeting with CRA some few weeks ago, KWS is collecting over 6 billion per year in our parks.
Okay, that's an issue that needs a serious focus. Members, I want to request that we now move on to the main business of the day today, which is consideration of the Auditor General's report and the accompanying financial statements.
Chair, as you move to that one, would you allow the Senator for Kiambu as the longest crusader for this mission to just have a word? You know, Chair, in the last session,
make it brief.
I'm the one who actually moved to court. And in part of my court documents, I had cited the county of Taita Taveta as one of the counties that requires to be considered uniquely because they host one of the biggest national reserves and they don't benefit at all, Chair. And that was part of my pleading in court. It's part of also what I have lobbied, including in my presentations to CRA before. And Chair, the only one thing that I don't know, and I had cited that Narok County happens to benefit directly because they had registered their land as community land. The question probably that was begging to be answered in light of the fact that the two bills have not succeeded, one by Senator Agnes Zani, Chair, which was on loyalties, and the other one by Senator Gideon Moy on local content. Those two legislation we had hoped would pass and help you to be able to partake part of what is legally supposed to go to the county of Taita Taveta and other counties, including Kajiado, and you know, for the minerals and so on. And so, Governor, you would need to think out of the box. Chair, I want to say, for without any contradiction, that it is right. It is owed to the people of Taita Taveta and the other counties that when such monies are collected in their counties, the local people must have a benefit out of it. And so you have to put up a very serious fight for that, for those resources, so that the people can be able to benefit. If today you asked the people of Taita Taveta for all the years when national government has collected that 6 billion continuously, show us one thing, just one thing that has been uniquely done to at least appease the people of that county, at least to benefit the people of that county. You just hear general answers. Oh, we build roads, but roads have been built everywhere. We built schools, but schools have been built everywhere. There has to be a unique commitment that the people of a county like that one. And Chair, I know I've spoken a lot, but allow me to also say that if you look at, for example, the county of Machakos, I know those are not my counties, but I'm a national leader. If you look at the county of Machakos with the problem of sand harvesting, if you go to sometimes in Machakos, you also get disturbed because their rivers are drying. They cannot cultivate because people have harvested sand. They are the ones who built Kasarani and Nyao Stadium and the skyscrapers in Nairobi. But if you go to those counties, and I did during the research for the loyalties bill, some of those sand harvesters and their wives and children live in caves besides those rivers where they do that business, and they migrate from this cave to another cave when they have finally done with sand harvesting. But if you look at the mansions that they have built here in Nairobi, that they have helped. If you look at the stadia that they have helped to build here, if you look at the skyscrapers in Nairobi and the most elegant buildings, they have been done on the blood and sweat of those people. And there is nothing that goes back to those people. And that's what I'm saying, Chair, that this must be taken seriously. If people and as senators, we have made it our fight to fight for the common person of this country. This one we can't let go. We have to stand strong with the people. So, Governor, on that one, we have
spoken with a lot of passion and very articulately. And I was writing you because we've got business before us, which we must execute by a certain time. We shall now proceed as follows. The Auditor General shall take us through his report, shall take us through his opinion, and then he will take us through the basis of that opinion. But before we go to the Auditor General's report, as you have mentioned before, this committee does not look at the Auditor General's report in isolation. We also look at the financial statements. And with the County of Kiambu, when we looked at the financial statements, we had a very unpleasant situation where the governor was disowning his own financial statements. So, Governor, I hope you take full responsibility for your financial statements. The ones that were submitted to the Auditor General will be doing cross-referencing, looking at the Auditor General's finding and going back to the financial statements to ascertain. I have looked at the financial statements that were done by the county government of Taita Taveta, and a few preliminary observations. Obviously, under budget execution by programs and sub-programs, you chose to leave it blank, which is a violation of the standards and reporting requirements. There are other counties that, instead of applying their thinking to it, picked reports from IFMIS and doctored numbers and attached it there. So, with respect to that conversation about doctored numbers on budget execution, we cannot tell whether your county also funded the South Sudan peace process, because you have not attached that Appendix 5.7. Going forward, Auditor, you will need to ensure that you also do a report on compliance with reporting requirements, because counties are opting to include or exclude things as they wish. Going to key entity information and management, I can see the key management of Taita Taveta County has been presented there, and I see the county's day-to-day management being under certain organs with the governor, deputy governor, and several members of the county executive committee. I cannot tell whether gender requirements have been met or other requirements under the NCIC Act have been met, but I see a problem. I see a problem in the team that you have put together to run the affairs of Taita Taveta. Do you see the problem, Governor?
Kindly, Chair, expound on the problem.
Your management team comprises of governor and deputy governor, and then it has a number of CECs. CEC for public service, CEC health services, agriculture, etc., all the way to CEC member public works and infrastructure. In total, your top executive has got 13 members. What is the size of your county assembly?
Three members.
So you have 33 members in your county assembly. The requirements of the Constitution under Article 179, and I want you to listen so that we can establish whether there's a problem or not. The County Executive Committee consists of the county governor and the...
Naam, mtazamaji, huyu ni Seneta